Hey, Tony Gaskins here, popping in. Now, listen, I'm going to be starting over the Grown Boy University and adding these to the playlist on the Grown Boy University because one of the things I'm seeing in my coaching sessions is that a lot of women don't understand grown boys and a lot of grown boys don't understand themselves. And what we need to have is we need to have an end to grown boys. All of that needs to change and the reason it needs to change is because we need to have successful relationships. We need to have successful and healthy relationships so that we can build successful and healthy families by raising law-abiding, healthy, emotionally stable children who can take over the next generation and be amazing in what they are doing. And so in order to do that, we first got to understand the plague of grown boys. So in understanding this, I want you to realize that a grown boy is an adult male who has not developed into an adult male mentally and emotionally. As grown boys, a grown boy is selfish. A grown boy is greedy, controlling, untrustworthy, irresponsible, ill-advised, mismanaged, lost, hurting, confused. He's not a man. But a grown boy thinks he is a man and believes he is a man. But a grown boy cannot regulate his emotions. He doesn't know how to address situations in a healthy and whole manner. He is very given and swayed by the trends, by secular influences, by rappers, professional athletes, quote unquote macho men, the millionaires, the playboys. A grown boy is very impressionable. Very, very impressionable. He is a follower, not a leader. He's completely lost in the sauce. Does not know whether he's going or coming, although he may sound very sure of himself. He may be assertive. He may appear confident, but yet he is riddled with insecurity. A grown boy in this particular term is something that I created. So it's a phrase and terminology that I have coined as it relates to relationships. A grown boy may have been used by grandmothers and mothers for centuries, but this is something as it relates in this in-depth description. This is my term. This is a term from Tony Gaskins. If you hear somebody else say it in this light and in this way, they follow me and or have listened to my teachings. So this is something that I have developed because I was a grown boy. And the reason why I call it that is just because these are men who are supposed to be men at 18 or older, supposed to be a man, but still not a man. And these men are the most perplexing thing in the world because a grown boy is unpredictable. A grown boy is very spontaneous. A grown boy can be wild, can be a thrill, could be a wild ride. And so due to the uncertainty and the unpredictability, it gives a woman several mental and emotional releases. And although the release may be toxic, may be negative, it's a release nonetheless, and the body becomes addicted to that release. The brain becomes addicted to that release. And so a woman can become addicted to the toxicity of a grown boy, and a grown boy growing and becoming a grown man could actually become very boring to her because her mind has gotten used to, her body, her emotional state has gotten used to the spikes, all the emotional spikes, all the dopamine or whatever, oxytocin, whatever chemicals being released based on what she's experiencing with her grown boy, it can become very addicting. So this is something that has to be understood. Now, the origin of grown boys come from men without real men in their lives. It comes from single parent homes where a woman or a man is raising a child without the other person to bring balance and stability. This is where it comes. Not every single parent household creates this, but this can also be created in a two-parent household where the man is still unlearned and undeveloped, and the woman is also unlearned and undeveloped mentally, emotionally, spiritually. So therefore, she allows her man to be unlearned, and she allows her man to dictate the situation and control her, and she goes with the flow, and she reinforces toxic behavior. So this is something that's very real. Something that's very real, and it's happening over and over again. And we have to be mindful of it. So when a man does not have a relationship with his creator, and he does not have standards and morals and values, and he believes that he can do what he wants to do, that is when men get into vices. So when a man gets into vices, and vices being pornography, drugs, alcohol, gambling, things like that, vices. He gets into these vices, and the vices become very stimulating, and they become a crutch. And he starts to lean on these things, and these vices, and being in that state of mind leads a man to be irresponsible and also irrational. So therefore, a man will give in to his fleshly lust, his youthful lust. So he may have sexual desires, and instead of being able to tame those and channel it into a healthy and productive task or manner or way, he gives into it, and it serves to his detriment. And this man may start to sleep around with multiple women. And so as he's sleeping around with multiple women, he may also be smoking marijuana, getting drunk, abusing pills, whatever type of, prescription pills, even over-the-counter pills. Y'all gotta forgive me. I'm about to tired. I'm like, man, I'm sitting here. And so this right here starts to happen, and men began to feed lust. And when a man feeds lust, he gets a high. So he gets a release, and then in getting that release, it makes the man believe that he's doing the right thing because it makes him feel good. So now he starts to chase this feeling of feeling good. And by having these good feelings from the stimulation that he's getting from giving into his lust or his ego or what have you, it makes him feel a certain way. And then what happens is he exemplifies this for other men and younger men. And then because it has not been checked, because it has not been tamed, he actually starts to believe that what he's doing is right, and that he's doing nothing wrong, and that he's just being a man. And so when a man starts to just be a man and feel like he's just being a man, what happens is he loses himself, he loses his identity, he forgets that a man is the opposite of who he is. And he thinks that a man just operating from ego and from flesh and from lust and from his desires, that is manhood. And that leads him to a string of broken hearts, and he's breaking the heart of women. He's abusing, manipulating, deceiving, conniving, all of the above. He's everything wrong about a man, and he's everything wrong to that woman. But then his son sees that, his nephew sees that, his cousins, other men, younger men, weaker men, what have you, they see this and they say, oh, this is a man. Because he has all these women, and because he has them under his thumb, he has his foot on their neck, he's able to do what he pleases. And he takes advantage of the fact that women are created for men, women are created for love. And he takes advantage of that, and he preys on that, and he plays on that. And now he has these women at his every beck and call. And now they lose themselves, they stop loving themselves, but yet it seems like he's a king and he's being served. And this is the origin of grown boy behavior. A man just not understanding that being a man is about discipline and self-control and responsibility and self-love and giving love and leading in peace and being gentle to the woman in your life and being emotionally intelligent, temperament, stoic, being able to weather the storms and have highs and lows and not get too high, not get too low, but to remain even keeled. And so the man forgets what manhood really is, or he doesn't know. And so he's operating from the wrong space. So this is a grown boy. This is more common than not. This is what a lot of you call a narcissist, but it's a grown boy. And it could be a narcissist as well, but that's a clinical diagnosis, and we just should not throw out serious labels like that, because when you actually meet one, you may have mismanaged it, mislabeled it, and then you completely caught off guard. So reserve those very serious labels for clear-cut, direct type of situations where you know that you know that you know that you know, not that you're hoping for or you're guessing or you believe so. And that's why the term grown boy exists, to kind of cover everything that men do that is toxic and childish and wasteful and ignorant, everything up under being like a sociopath, a psychopath, a narcissist, and all of those things. And once the more you learn about men, the more you'll start to see how we have a little bit of different things within us that has to be called out and has to be renewed. But hey, this Tony Gaskins, God bless you. Look out for more videos in this series. I'm gonna just try to break it down. My body a little tired right now, so some of them might end up doing them over. But I mean, I still was able to talk to you through this. But listen to this 3 times, get this in your spirit, really understand what a grown boy is. And I'm gonna, every time I think about it and get the opportunity, and hopefully I could do some batch recording so I can release these will go out, either noon or like 9 or 10 p.m. just kind of, just depend on my schedule. So pay attention. Maybe you could click by the subscribe button, you could click the notification bell, set your notifications so you can catch me. God bless you. We'll talk soon.